Hi, everybody. We're going to go ahead and talk about using a mock-up to highlight our poster designs, our banner designs, I should say, for our symbol set. So we created two banners, a portrait orientation banner and a landscape orientation banner. And so we want to show them for our portfolio uh, in an environment. We want to show them in use because looking at them just this way, it's not really clear what they are. It could be anything. So we want to show them in an environment. We're going to go ahead and open a new document and create some mock-ups. Okay, so we're going to go new, and for this document, for this, we're going to go ahead and make a 11, we're going to go into a, let me back up here. We're going to go to inches, and we're going to show this as a 17 wide by 11. And I'm making it fairly big, and I'm making it a horizontal or a landscape orientation. And I'm doing it fairly big because I want this to be the document you're going to use to submit for your portfolio competition that we're going to be submitting. And I want it to be big enough. So we're going to do CMYK color, 300 pixels per inch. We're going to create. I want to make sure that's a high resolution. Okay, so here's our new document. I went on to Adobe Stock. There are a couple options you can have, and I'm just looking for let's create a new, pull up Google, and we're going to do Adobe Stock. We have educational licensing, and what's new is that we're able to sign in and through College of DuPage get unlimited images. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to type in what I want. And don't worry about that free trial, just ignore it. We're going to type in, and I typed in exterior wall. And so this gives me different choices of walls. Now I chose this one here because it has these nice shadows, so it feels really atmospheric. And then I also kind of chose this one. And then just for kicks, let's choose this one too. And when I'm choosing them, I'm just going to choose license. And then it automatically is going to save to my library. And it's also in a download. So it's saving to my default library, which is GD1. I have a GD1 Creative Cloud library that I use for this class. And we've all done it because we put our color palettes in there last class. So we're using that same library. So now we're going to go back into Illustrator. Excuse me. And you're going to see all three of these images are in my Creative Cloud library. And if your library isn't open and showing you like mine is, there's all my color palettes I made last class. Here's all my Adobe Stock graphics. You can just go here and open up libraries, and then that's how you'll get this panel showing. Okay, so I'm going to bring over one of these, and I'm going to bring up over the one with the shadows because I want to show you how to use it. Now you see how it's attached to my cursor. I'm going to click in the corner and just pull it down. I don't have to hold shift or anything. It's going to keep it proportional. And boom, it's filling my screen. There it is. Perfect. Great. Now I'm going to go back over to my poster file, and I'm going to do a couple things. First of all, I'm going to grab my rectangle tool and cancel, and I'm going to click here and make it the size of a rectangle, the size of my page, on my artboard. So I'm going to go 5 by 7. That's the size of this artboard. And it's just filling whatever I had last. I'm going to make it have no fill and no stroke. And I'm just going to select, oops, hold on, I'm still using I'm going to go onto my selection tool. I'm going to select everything. And I'm going to go to Object, Clipping Mask, Make. So anything that's hanging outside of my artboard will be disappeared and clipped off. So now it's all one file. It's all connected. So that's what I want. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. I'll grab a rectangle, and you can also freeform it if you want. And again, I'm just going to grab it. It's grabbing, take off the fill. It's filling with a pattern. I don't want that. And I'm going to use my selection tool again, select everything, and go to Object, Clipping, Mask, Make. Okay, so now I have both of these files. I'm going to select them both, holding the Shift key down. I'm selecting both files. I'm going to do Command C or Control C if you're on a PC. Come over to my mockup, and I'm going to Command V, paste these into my mockup. All right, so they're a little bigger than I want. They're bigger than my wall. So I'm going to come in and adjust the scale. I'm going to hold the Shift key down and select them both, hold the Shift key, select them both. Go into the corner, hold my Shift key down because I want to keep them, I don't want to lose the proportions, and I'm going to make them work for my mock-up. And you'll do this too. So there's no, you just decide, like, so for example, there's some stuff on that wall I want to maybe avoid. So I'm going to go like this and pull them both off, over, see where they are. Okay, that's where I want them. I'm going to then pull them off. So that's one way to do our mock-up. I'm going to show you a second way. I'm going to go ahead and open up my artboards and add another artboard. And I'm just going to grab my artboard and move it over a little bit so I have more room. All right, I'm going to go back to my library, and this time, actually, no, I'm not going to grab one of these images off my library. I'm going to show you, we had talked a little bit in class about the mockup tool, so I'm going to open that and we'll take a look at it. So Window, Mockup Beta, opens up this mockup tool. And we kind of looked at this one, feeling like this one might be a good choice. So I'm going to bring over here my design. And I'm going to grab, I don't know why it's not letting me grab this. Maybe I just need to hit mockup and let it do its thing. There it goes. All right, so now we have mockup. I'm generating the mesh for this one. Okay, so there it is. Now, what we want to do is adjust the scale, and I'm holding the Shift key down so I can scale it proportionately. I don't want it to get trying to get it the right scale. It is it's working better than when we're on Zoom. That's why I'm thinking all of this is working better. I'm gonna, let me see if it lets us continue. I'm gonna release it. There we go. I'm gonna hit mockup again and see if that improves. Okay, there we got our tools back. So now I'm holding Shift and then I have to pull it down, I think. There we go. We're getting there. We're getting there. There we go. Okay, we're getting there. Let's adjust this a little bit this way. Let's lift it a little vertically. Okay, there we go. A little bit to the side. Ugh, too much. I will say this little oval thing that they're putting it in, really not loving it, especially for a rectangular object. Seems a little awkward and a little tricky to use, but I'm being very patient with it, trying to get it in there. All right, and I think I'm going to call that good. And then I think if we go back to Object, Mockup Beta, Edit, okay, that's how it lets us edit. Will it let us adjust? I just want to adjust that corner up here. Yep, too far. So I think if you need to go back and edit, you just need to keep going to Window, Mockup Beta, Window, Mockup Beta. Well, why isn't the edit showing me now? Maybe I don't have everything selected. Hold on. Make sure everything is selected. Object, expand. Let's just hit expand. Object. Okay. Ah, perfect. Yes, so we hit expand and then we can get the edges of our poster in. So let's take a peek. Let's see. Ah, this I think might be something we can work with. Because if we can get in here now, use our direct select tool and adjust the corners. Oh, maybe it won't let us. Oh, this little evil. Oh, no, it won't. Oh, wait, maybe. Let's use the pen tool and take off this extra crazy bit we don't need. Okay. Will it let us? Oh, yeah. Okay, there we go. Make a square. Pull these guys in. Can we pull this into the edge? Oh, we might have something. If we can get in here and edit it, then that would give us some control over the craziness of this, right? You can get rid of these extra points it's made. And with a direct select tool, we can go in, and once we've expanded it, kind of fix these corners that it didn't let us. Oh, maybe it's not on this side though. I got that one side working. Oh, there's so many layers because this is a vector file. I want the blue layer. There we go. So, you know, it might be a little finicky, but potentially you could get in here, undo, and adjust. Oh, goodness, undo. Point by point, some of the, okay, undo. Let's lock the selection of the background so it doesn't move on us while we're kind of adjusting this minor thing. So I think it's possible. Obviously, you can see me kind of futzing with it here. It broke all the rectangles into individual, like shapes. So it's going to be a little tedious, but it looks like we could potentially fix some of these edges. I'm not saying it's going to be fun or easy, but it is possible. I don't know that I would use this. I don't think this tool is fully developed yet. So even though it's a cool idea and I really look forward to the day it works well, I don't think it's quite there yet. That is your commentary from little old me on this subject. I can futz with it because these are the things I can kind of get lost in the minutia of. So it's just, oh goodness, it's just grabbing everything. So when you see these, there we go. I'm using the pen tool, coming into the points and removing them to get that straight line. Just removing that one to get a straight line. And I could see us getting in here and futzing with it to get it to fit this frame perfectly. But it would require you expanding the background and going in and futzing with it manually. So I'm going to give you my little review of this. I think this is probably more tedious than you want it to be. So unless you are up for the challenge, this might not be the way to go for your mock-ups. You might want to just stick to the version I shared with you over here. But it's something that, is available and it's coming. I think there's going to be other ways, like when you're doing, tote bags or packaging, because there are digital devices where you can put it on a phone and a computer, those kinds of things. I think it could work well. And there's packaging, putting our designs on a package. It's going to try to put them all on a package. And so there's going to be many uses you're going to want to use this for, but I think because we're doing something so simple like a wall, this is probably not the best use for it. But if we wanted to do a t-shirt, that'd be the way. Okay, so it's doable, but it's going to take a lot of finessing. This, I think, is the simplest, and the way to get those shadows is to play with those settings in the opacity panel, which lets you choose the type of light, and that's really going to give you the ability to blend with the image if there's any shadows happening on that image. All right, try it out, see what you think, see what you come up with. I look forward to seeing your results and your mock-ups. And once you have them all set with the way you want them, you want to go ahead and go File, not close all, File, Save As, and save that onto your computer or your box where you're putting them. I'm going to be putting them in my symbol set folder here. Make sure you name your final files with your name. So I'm going to use my name, and these are going to be my mock-up P4 banners. And I'm going to save them. You can just, for now, save them as Adobe Illustrator files. So you have them saved as an Illustrator file. And then you can also do a file, save as, and let's go ahead right away and save them with the same file name as a PDF. Then you can put it on your mural board and you can submit it in Blackboard that way. Save PDF. Okay, thank you, and I'll see you in class.